guys, the books in your house need not contain only stories. They may also contain many new knowledge to you. For instance, if you have an encyclopedia or atlas at your home. In an atlas, you'll find a lot of information about the different countries. And in an encyclopedia, all sorts of knowledge about every different thing. So, let's find out what today's story holds for us.
Welcome back, my dear friends. And now we're gonna read an amazing story that I hope you like. So our story for today, which is this story. And the title is Mousy the Firefighter. So let's begin. Mousy lives in Mouse Town. He is a firefighter. He loves to put out fires.
I mean, obviously a mouse will live in Mouse Town, right?
And it's a good thing that he's a firefighter because firefighters are like really useful.
I know they're extremely important also.
Okay. Mousy drives a red fire engine with a long ladder. He has a special yellow coat and a shiny yellow helmet.
You know, whenever I see the firefighters, I have two dreams, okay? Two goals in my life which I wish to accomplish. One, it was when I was young, obviously. One was that I wanted to climb the ladder. Second one was that, you know, the siren that they have?
Yeah.
That one. Oh, and I had a third one also. I always wanted to wear the uniform. I felt like it looked like the sun.
For me, what I wanted to do was mainly I wanted to ride in the back part of that. You know, it's like an open truck, right? I always wished to do that.
One day, Mousy was having a nap in the fire station. Suddenly, he heard the fire bell ring. What is it? What is it this time? Mousy asked himself. Mousy put on his special yellow coat. He put on his shiny yellow helmet. He put on his black boots, and he slid down the long pole.
I also wanted to do that once I saw this. Once I saw a picture of the firefighters, they just slide down that nice long pole. And even when I see that in a park or something, I always try to do that.
Mrs. Rat's house is on fire. Mrs. Rat's house is on fire. We must hurry up. We must hurry up. Came the voice of the captain at the fire station. Mousy jumped into his red fire engine. He turned on the engine. He turned on the siren, and he hurried down the street. Mousy reached Mrs. Rat's house. Smoke was coming out of the window. Tim, Mrs. Rat's son, was shouting, "Help! Help! The house is on fire! Help! Help!"
He's a really young boy.
I can see that.
Yeah, I hope
I mean,
he
he's a
doesn't get
really
hurt.
young mouse.
Yeah,
He is a rat.
same difference.
Mousy went up the ladder quickly. He carried Tim down. "Thank you, Mousy. You saved my life," Tim said. Then Mousy turned his hose on the fire. Soon, the fire was out. Mousy went up again to Mrs. Rat's house. He wanted to find out what caused the fire.
Oh, I hope nothing like actually bad happened.
Yeah.
I know. Well, from the picture, I
don't think.
Matchstick.
Yeah, maybe.
It looked like they barbecued inside
Yeah,
the
maybe
house.
somebody was
Come
playing
on.
with the matchsticks.
First, he went into the kitchen. Then, he went into the living room. he saw a box of matches on the floor of the living room. Mousy took the box of matches and came out of the house. Mousy had a question on his mind.
I think he has the same question as I did. Maybe the small boy, Tim, right? Yeah, maybe the small boy Tim maybe he was playing with the matches
Yeah,
and
maybe he found it amusing like
Yeah.
a lollipop with
I
a
know.
small.
I was fascinated by fire too, but luckily my parents always cautioned me not to go too near it.
I'm scared of heat anyway, so I don't like fire. It doesn't bother me.
Were you playing with those matches? Mousy asked Tim. Tim put his head down. Yes, he said. Playing with those matches is dangerous. The whole house could have been on fire, Mousy said again. Tim put his head down and you could really get hurt.
That's definitely true.
Yeah, he was really lucky he didn't hurt
know.
himself.
Or maybe he could get burned if he did this again.
I know, like that could be really serious.
Tim was sorry. He was really sorry. He did not know how dangerous it was to play with those matches. Tim got up and helped Mrs. Rat clean up the house.
I'm sure he did whatever little he could. I mean, he's just a tiny mouse.
Yeah.
Yes, he didn't know anything. Mousy was happy. Today was a good day. He helped put out a fire. He helped save Tim's life. I'll go to sleep now, he said, and tomorrow will be another day.
Yeah. So like I really love the story because it's really informative. But then the thing is that in the story they were lucky, like they shot water, but they were lucky that it wasn't because of
Yeah.
oil spill
On
or
electric.
The electric, because by the way, I'm telling for all of you guys out there as well, oil spills, if you pour water, the oil will spread. And that will cause the fire to spread even faster.
Yeah.
Guys, okay, you can go.
Okay, yeah, and same way short circuits means water, it passes electricity. So if you throw water on short circuit, you are gonna get electrocuted. It's not really gonna help.
Yeah.
So throw sand or something like that on these things.
Guys, do I tell you something? Actually, one time, it wasn't around down well. My mom was cooking, but she forgot that there was a bowl of water, and there was also some hot boiling oil. So by accident, she put the oil on the water, and flame got off, and then her whole hand was actually like some dots, and inside of them like oil. I don't know what that means, but like yeah.
Oh my god. So
I know,
she was
like-
okay, right?
Putting water
Yeah,
in oil is
like-
terrible.
But like she had her hands, you know.
Yeah. So you know, like when cooking, they say that you should always tie back long hair. You should never wear cotton clothes because they always catch
And
on
you know,
fire.
like if a person's clothes catch fire, don't just run around like that because that'll that'll give the fire more air and it'll just spread more. Instead, you just roll on the ground or you just wrap yourself with a blanket to cut off the air supply.
Guys, you reminded me once when I was small, I used to bring some candles and then like sing happy birthday to myself, and it's not my birthday. Yes. And then my hair before was long. And also my mom's cousin was here. So what happened is my hair got on fire.
Oh my god.
Sorry, not my mom's cousin, my mom's neighbor. So my hair got on fire, and then my mom's neighbor, she was like an old lady. Her hand, and then she got off.
I know,
She
just
cut
to,
off the air supply.
Yeah. Like if you stomp on a fire, also completely all the embers will die out.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
guys.
you can always put out fire. You know, like those fire extinguishers, they don't have water in them. They have carbon dioxide.
They have those foam stuff.
Yeah, because carbon dioxide does not support oxygen or does not support
My
burning.
dad has it in his car, but anyways.
I've seen everywhere in my life.
So guys, we're just gonna go for a short break and come back. So stay tuned because after break we're gonna have some simple questions. Okay guys, we're back. So, Rima, what do you think about the story?
Actually, it's a story, and it's a really good story, and it gives us a lot of information. So, when you must never, first of all, here we saw that it happened with matches, but then, and they put it out with water. They put out the fire with water. That is what we'll generally learn in smaller classes. But then what we must remember is that, for example, there is an oil spill, or else some oil has caused the fire.
Or maybe gas.
Yeah, any of those. If you throw water on it, it will just make the situation worse, because oil is the main cause of the fire. So when you throw water, it expands the amount and the oil spreads a lot. And when it spreads, that means the fire also increases. So it's gonna become like really dangerous. Never use it. Instead, best idea is to use the fire extinguisher. Always have a fire extinguisher at home, because then obviously you will be cooking food and all that. So you're definitely gonna need fire. And if not possible, then immediately go outside and try to get some sun, which is gonna be really easy since Kuwait is a desert country. And as I told you that, for example, the gas cylinders that you use at home, if oil spill, well, don't even try to make it come to such a situation. Never go into the kitchen and start playing with the fire. If you need anything, the adults or your mom will help you. That's why adults are there, right? So,
Ria, what do you think?
Well, from this story, we actually learned that the prompt action of the firefighters actually might have saved Tim's life, and Tim was actually being really irresponsible by playing with matches, even though he was a little kid. So actually, we should always be careful if we are near matches, and we can always, ask an adult to do the things with fire for us. And also, haven't you guys heard that you should never turn off you should never turn off a switch with wet hands? That because water actually passes electricity really well. So if you turn off with wet hands, you might get an electric shock.
And guys, actually, if you call 112 in Kuwait, there comes 3 trucks, which is the firefighter truck, the ambulance, and also the police. So the police is here so they can see what causes the problem. And the ambulance here, so if somebody was hurt or anything, they can rescue him. And also the last thing, the firefighters are here, so if there is a fire or anything, they can put it off. So I hope you liked our amazing story for today and learned with us different things. See you in another episode. Bye.